Welcome, everyone. It's Marilyn here, Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. I want to welcome each and every one of you. If you have been here with me before, welcome back. And if you've never been here before, welcome to my Thursday Night Live. I love creating and I love sharing with all of you. So I would ask that you would share this live, this post, whether you're watching on YouTube or watching on Facebook. I really do appreciate it, and invite your friends to come along and join us. We always have room for more. So, welcome. Today has been a busy day. Yes, I see your comment, Betty. Welcome. I had a class earlier today, which I will go over here in a moment. And Betty was at it, so it was good to see her and good to see you back here, Betty. So, on my desktop, you will see the card that I'm going to show you how I made tonight, the stamps that I used, and a new set of embossing folders that are now available from Stampin' Up. But before we get into that, I'm going to pop back to you as my face so you can see me. Like I say, welcome. Really appreciate you being here, and do love all the chitter chatter that happens while we do this. So, Betty, Linda, Bonnie, good to see all of you. And I have a question, as usual, for you. We were all first time stampers at one time. Pardon me, believe it or not. And my question to you now is, if you had somebody come to you and say, what do I need to start stamping and make cards, what would be 2 or 3 things you would suggest? I think we can make quite a comprehensive list amongst all of us, and it would be good for each of us to know that kind of thing. So please pop that in the comments, and as always, I will go back and read them all afterwards if I don't catch them as we're going through them now. So going to carry on my usual blurb that happens here is things that are happening. I have a Zoom with friends class Friday morning, Friday at 1, not Friday morning, where someone different teaches each week, and we have just so much fun there together, whether we're just watching or whether we're actually creating with each other. It's just a good time to hang out and be with like-minded crafters. So if you'd like to join that, be sure and reach out to me, because I do not share the Zoom join features, login features publicly, but I can put you on my email list, and you can certainly get the email, and then you do get the recorded copy afterwards if you can't make it that day, which does happen. Life happens with all of us, and sometimes you just can't be there. So I also have a monthly card class the third Wednesday of each month, and all of these are on Zoom. I do not host in-person classes anymore. So we are getting together this way, joining each other, and like I say, just having a great time visiting and chatting on Zoom. So if you'd like to join that, again, reach out to me. And we also have okay, thought it was going to work. Um, this one, never mind. Christmas card class. And that's what we had today. That was the other class that I mentioned Betty was at with me earlier today. We do make cards each month for Christmas, and we find by the end of the year, we are ready for Christmas, which to me is wonderful. I love it. And I thank you all for joining me for that. So those are the blurbs. I do not have any wild and wonderful things to share with you from Stampin' Up, because I'm sure most of you have heard that we do have some online exclusives now. And those I don't have. I did order one of the bundles, and I don't have it all here. I will show you closer these embossing folders that I do have. But the others are, there's lots of great things there. So you can go online and check those out anytime. And if they're available, they will be there. If they are out of stock and coming back, it will say currently unavailable. So that's one way you can tell what is happening with those. So good to see you all. Hello, Tracy, Cherry Lane, Judy, Bonnie, Linda, Betty, Roz, and whoops, I'm highlighting things that I don't. Lots of good suggestions there. So thank you all. Please keep commenting. suggesting what you would suggest for someone just starting out, 2 or 3 things that they must have and what you think they should get first. And of course, we all know that we all want it all eventually. So I'm going to switch down to my desktop, and there you can see everything that's there. And I'm hoping this week, I know last week there was a few squeals in there, and I think it was Gail that mentioned it was me getting too close to the mic. I'm going to try and really pay attention to that tonight, and hopefully everything will go well. Hello, Kathy Jean, and hello, Carmen. Good to see you. Good to see you. Remaining parts of the bundle. Betty, you sound like me. You're getting the remaining parts of that bundle coming. Hello, Ines. Just so you're aware, I can see comments from Facebook as well as from YouTube. And I can tell that there are 2 of you watching from YouTube. So as I'm seeing those comments, I will try and either highlight them on the screen so that you can all see them. Something like this one from Betty. Zoom with friends is ladies in the wild. It's so much fun. Oh, thanks, Betty. That's a good way to describe us. So don't be surprised if I'm commenting to someone and you can't see what it is, because if you're on Facebook, you can only see the Facebook comments. So just one of those things, the way the whole system works. So hello, Sharon, welcome. Okay, so this is these are, not this, these are those new 3D embossing folders, and I've ran them through some of the older cardstock that I have, but just to give you an idea, this is, we're going to call it large dots because they are quite raised. They're all great for backgrounds. This one reminds me of maybe a poinsettia or a tiny flower. Hopefully you can see that. And this one we're calling crosshatch. So it is crossing back and forth, and it's great for backgrounds. We used that one in one of the Christmas cards today, actually. So just wanted to share those with you, and I will share that complete bundle, irresistible something. I do have the paper, but I don't have everything for it. So I'll show you that next week. Okay, so next I'll move on to the card that I'm going to show you how to make. And this is called a chevron pattern card, which can go like that. I've seen designs with it like this. Of course, the words would be different. But I watched 2 or 3 videos on it, and I'll just show you the downfalls that I had with doing it so that you don't have the same thing happen. And I will show you this one because I like the colors in this one. And it's using the, can't remember the name of the paper now. Someone on here will be able to help me. And I don't have, other than these pieces, I don't have the package even to share with you. So that's what I'm using for tonight. So to do this design, oh, and this is where I got my words from. It's one of the sets out of the annual catalog. And I'm really trying to go back to using what's in the annual catalog, because as we know, come March 29th, we as demonstrators will be able to see what's in the new catalog, and by deduction, we will know what's been retired. So just be aware of that. And if you want to be a demonstrator and learn that before everybody else, you're welcome to join our team for sure. Okay, so comments. Linda, I didn't see Betty's comment. That's because Betty's comment, I have to highlight it. And Linda's explaining it. Thanks, Linda. Yes. So anyway, I have taken that stamp set from there. I watched, and where I've taken the measurements for this particular card is from Simple Stamping, which is Connie Stewart. And she also provided a printout, chevron pattern paper, showing the 2 designs she did, plus these images, which is a great help when you're doing this so that you get things going the right direction. What I had trouble with, well, a couple things. First of all, I really like the layout of the card. She has cut the 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Yeah, and that's your background. And then she put the layer on top. Isn't that a neat Regency Park? Thank you, Judy. You must have your catalog there. You're really good with the names. Um, and I really like this idea of having the card attached to the base that way. So I thought, okay, that's the one I'll do. So my first try, and I'll just show you that not everything works perfect each time. So I printed out her instructions and did basically what she said. But if you'll notice, my first try was with this. Um, this is that desert paper with the animal designs on it. Not desert, the animal design paper. So I made my folds. I started here, I worked this way. And when I got to this one, it did not match. It did not meet. It did not. And I'm going, oh no. But I finished it anyway. I love the silver. I like how she did the corners, which she also did in this one. And I will do again. But must admit, I was a little disappointed that this happened. So I went back and I found someone else. I think it's Anna Hellman did one. And she had a little bit different in sizes. And I thought, no, well, what I did with that one was this one. And you can't see it quite as well because of the designer paper in the background. But it's still using strips of designer paper like we all have so many of, don't we? And just the card base, not with the backing on it like this one. And she also had a layer back here, and therefore I only went to the designer paper size. And you can see I did get it to fit, a little bit off angle here, but as nice as it is, it's not terribly easy. So I just wanted to point those things out to you. And I'll show you what she suggested, and forget who else. I did watch somebody else. I don't remember who it was right now. And what they said, which is what I'm going to do, is to start on this side and then work towards the middle. So I'm going to show you that on this particular one. And I'll just, I see Peggy, I see Ina, Stacy, welcome, welcome. Please share and like and comment. It really, really makes a difference to how visible my site is. So I do appreciate it. So my backing is the 8 1/2, no, 8 1/2 cut in half, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, my DSP pieces, I have 6 of them that are 1 inch wide by 2 1/2. So those I'm going to use for my chevron pattern. My white for the inside is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Well, whichever. And I am going to put that on before I put the corner pieces on. And this, just a sec, I will measure it again because I don't know if I have that right. It is 8 by 5 1/4. So that's how you get the piece that fits over top of that quarter sheet for your backing. And you could stamp on here. I'm going to stamp here again, but I'm going to show you the folding first. And what we need, as you can see in her instructions, is 3 of folded one way and 2 folded the other way to make that chevron. So upper right corner to left side. So this is my upper right, this is the left side. Now I want the flowered to be the most predominant on this one. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to hold my finger here and fold it over to there. So my upper right to the left, I'm just going to burnish it with my fingernails. I'm going to turn it around and do the other side, same thing. And I'm going to do that on 3 of them. So while I'm doing that, those of you who came on later, please answer my question, which was, if you had somebody new wanting to join card making with you, what would you suggest are 2 or 3 things that they must have, the first must-haves? And we're going to make a real cohesive list here of doing that. So the other thing I would like to know, because I did one of these cards a long time ago. Have any of you recently made one? And do you have any pointers for us? Do that one backwards, didn't I? Let's try this again. And that's why in Connie's instructions, she said, cut 6, you'll only use 5, but you'll probably need to redo one of them. So I don't know if I can redo that one the other way or not. I was busy talking and not watching what I was doing. Sharon, thank you. She says the first must-have is to join my team. That's so you can get your craft supplies at a discount, and we can do lots of crafting and fun together, right, Sharon? Okay, so there's my 3. Now, out on the outside, I want this one to go. Oh, that'll work that way perfectly. This one, these 2 are going to go the opposite way. So I just need to fold them there. And this one. You can tell I'm right-handed, can't you? I've got to fold everything from the other way. Great ideas, ladies. Thank you so much. I've often thought I should have a list ready-made for anyone who asks, and I've never done it. So this is probably going to be the start of my list. I really appreciate you helping me out. Okay, so the other thing that Connie said on her sheet that she gave me is you can take, once you fold them, to see if they're right, lay them like this, and you can see how, okay, that's my 3 that go that way, and this is my 2 that go this way. I've got them right. So to put them on the card, I need to alternate them. Look at this again. That one didn't work very well that way. Let's try this one. I've got, because I want the flowered out. So they're going to go, I need this one. I want the flowered out, and I want it to go. So reversing it just wasn't the answer. How many of you guys have done that? Just all of a sudden, it's going the wrong way. So I'm sure if you've been on Facebook at all recently, you've seen that Karen, who's usually on here with us, and Carmen are in a sale this weekend. So if you're in that area, be sure and go and check it out. There's always lots of great things at that sale. And I'm sure you'll find some great deals. Now, what Connie also suggested was using your Stamp and Seal, because it's easier to take it up and move it, which I did not know. So I'm going to work with that. Actually, before I do that, I am going to stamp. Where's my pad? Stamp my greeting and put all of the rest of my. And I'm going to put it kind of to the right. Kind of straighter would be better, but that's okay. It's a handmade card, right? Then I'm going to work with my Stamp and Seal, and basically end up lining it. Now, can you see what I'm doing? Lining it up on the edge and with the point at the top. And from my years of quilting, and Linda, I know you're on here and you're someone who's been quilting more recently than I have. You know that even the tiniest deep variant from folds like this and whatever can make a big difference. So, we are going to attribute any overage to that particular thing. So this one I'm going to put right in that corner and put it there. And then I'm just going to work across because I've got them laying the way they should go. And I could always put a little more glue at the bottom of those afterwards if I need to. But I'm just going to line them up as best I can, as tight as I can, because I know from those samples that I showed you that it's going to be a really tight fit to have them all fit on here. And yet I like having them right along the top because it is something of a guideline. And okay, that's not too bad. I'm pleased. What do you think? So once it is overlapped a little bit, which I can feel, but I think for the most part, now I would probably burnish it like so. And one of the videos I did watch, they did go back and glue these down. I'm not going to because I kind of like that look. I am going to use my liquid glue here. Thanks, Stacy. She says, awesome, you did it. Yeah, it was debatable. When I first did that first silver one and it did not turn out, I was like, okay, I need a different plan for tonight. But thanks, Linda, for answering that question. I will spotlight your answer here in just a sec so that everybody can see it. Just trying to make this straighter than it was. Linda is answering where Karen and Carmen are with their craft sale. It's the Kenilworth Community Center. They have this sale twice a year, and there are hundreds of stamp sets and crafting things there. So if you're in the market for any of that, be sure and check them out. Okay, so other than glue on my finger, there is our card. Thanks, Linda, for doing that. Can we see the dimension sheet? Well, you can see it. I will lay it here, but because she did hers a little different. I mean, she's got the colors written on it. So the base, which is my Mango Melody, I can just go over it as I'm doing this, is 8 by 5 1/4, scored at 4. Her mint macaron is my Night of Navy, which is your 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. The DSP is 2 1/2 by 1, and the very vanilla, or in my case, it is basic white, is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So hopefully that helps you. And then this was the visual of how to lay them out. So that's there. You can have a screenshot of it or whatever. So then for the inside, for those little corners, what she did was she took this last piece that she had, and it's 1 inch, and she cut it in 1 inch again. But you know what? I happen to have a few pieces here that are 1 inch, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to cut 2 1-inch pieces, and see, but I'm not quite in the camera for you, so I will show you this. And then you could use scissors if you had scissors that, and you trusted yourself. I don't. So I'm going to place it in the groove here and here, the points, and just cut it. And I know we say don't cut from one end to the other with designer paper because it tears, but this piece is small enough that I figured if I go fast enough, it won't make a difference. And there we go. So those, and no exact rhyme or reason, I just took them and put a little bit of my adhesive, well, a little bit more than that, and placed them on here. So hopefully you guys do go back and make some of these cards. I know I challenged you last time to make and share one of the gradient stamping cards that I had done, like, whoa, like this one. Remember that one? And I didn't see you post any of those. So please share them if you make them. If you haven't got time to make them later and share them then. There's no time limit, but it's always great to see what others come up with. And as we find out in our Zoom with Friends class, and even the other classes that I do, because everybody, for those, not the Zoom with Friends, but the other ones, I do provide the kits with no stamping. So everybody uses their own stamps. And we come up with some awesome designs and just things a little bit different when that happens. So do share with what you have. So getting a squeal again. Uh-oh. Sorry, Bonnie, I'll back up from the mic a little bit if that's, hopefully that is what's causing it. Because I was quite close seeing if I could line those up. The other thing that I did on here, and I think I will again on this one, is just add some of these pastel adhesive back sequins to kind of spotlight the joins, but also it helps hide those um, pieces that aren't quite lined up the way I would like them. But I think, I don't know, maybe it's not going to hold it down. But it does give it a bit of sparkle, so I will, on that one I did it different. You'll see how it looks now. If it's popping up too much, I might have to glue those pieces down. You notice these come in 2 different sheets this time, with the larger size on one and the smaller on the other. So that's really a neat feature that they've finally done. So that is my Chevron card to show you how I did it. And thanks to Connie Stewart for that. And thanks for listening to me on what didn't work and did work kind of thing there. So hopefully you will give it a try. It's not hard. The other thing that Connie did on her video was she did another one where she did a double. So she just put another row here. And then obviously her words would be on the inside or whatever. So great. Okay, I'm going to share my happy mail. I have been receiving quite a few again, and I really appreciate them. So anytime you like to send those, I will certainly love them to bits and share them with you. Here is one done. This is a swap that I was in for February, and it is called Lighting the Stamp That I Don't Have. So Lighting the Way. So I don't know if any of you have it, but I've seen some great cards done with it. You can see it's got bees, it's got a lantern for lighting the way, kind of like a firefly, and she's done some blending brushes on the background. So thanks, Judy, for that. This one is from Joanne, and I don't have this die cut either. So great, I didn't get any of these either. So I've got samples to share with you. And it says you make each season of life even more beautiful. Isn't that a great saying? I'm not sure where it's from, but thank you, Joanne. This one is from Marie. Again, another beautiful die cut, some die cut leaves. And she has nothing more than this is February swap, so not sure what stamp set those are taken from. Sending happy thoughts from Carolyn for January swap, and this is the stamp set that was in the celebration. And paper from this one right here, I think. Would it not be the Fancy Flora? I'm guessing from the looks of it. And she's got, pardon me, a stitch circle plus another circle. And I don't know if any of you had been online, but the punches were back in stock yesterday. And maybe still today, I don't know. This one is from Carolyn for the February swap, and she has used that designer paper from Celebration, that big pack that we could get, but she's ran it through the embossing folder with those large polka dots, I'm going to call them. Great way to finish that card off, Carolyn. Thank you so much. This one is from Kim. Again, beautiful designer paper, just cut and placed. It's not all the same size or anything. She's got butterflies, and she has ran it through an embossing folder. I think that is the Timeless Textures, if I'm not mistaken. This one is from Maggie. Thank you for inspiring me. She's got some of that pearl paper done with the seashells and embossing on the back, heat embossing here, and you're a blessing to those around you. So great card, Maggie. Thank you. This one is from Diana, and it came with an envelope that I can use. And it's got the cutest little gnome in there with a heart. Again, designer paper, just strips placed in different places. And then last but not least is 3 cards we made today in our Christmas card class. Just to give you an idea of what we do, it's not always current Christmas card things, just because that's a little more difficult. But we manage. And like I said, we always work with our own things anyway. So if you didn't have these words, you could certainly use other words that you have for that. So having said that, I again appreciate all of you being here and taking part, chatting with each other. Love seeing you here, and please keep suggesting things, keep letting me know what you'd like, and I'll keep trying to make things for you. So on to the draws. This card, I did take everybody's name from YouTube as well as Facebook. Whether you watched the live or whether you commented later, put them in my draw wheel, and Doreen is the winner of this card. So that will go to Doreen in the mail shortly. And everyone who's been commenting on here should have your name in the giveaway tool that I have. So if it worked, I'm going to, just a minute, figure out how to do this again. I'm going to share that screen. Select the window. I don't know how to do it. Nope, not that one. Entire screen. Let me see. Let me see if that's going to work. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Ah, you are. Okay, good. So you can see that there are 12 people who have commented, and I'm going to draw for 5 cards, as always, and you may win more than once, and that doesn't bother me. Hopefully it doesn't bother you. So I will write down the names as I see the winners. Carmen K. Congrats, Carmen. I'm going to hit draw again. And somewhere, I know when I watch the StreamYard videos, there is a way of producing a drum roll and whatever, but I haven't quite figured that one out either yet. So, Bonnie, so pretend that you're hearing a drum roll. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. And cheering when your name comes up. Roz. And number 4 is going to be ta-da-ta-da, Stacy. And so these cards that I do send out, they're not all made by me, Judy. Congrats. So 5 different people. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's see if I can go back and remove that. And I will come back. There, as long as the machine works, right? And thank you once again for being here with me and for sharing in all the things that I love doing. These cards, oh, that's what I was going to tell you. These cards are not all that I have made. There are some that I've received in swaps and haven't used myself. I just like sharing, and I usually send them with just a little sticker in them saying, thanks for watching, and please use it or give it on to somebody else that can use it. So hopefully I will see you again next week, if not before. Take care and stay warm. I hear it's going to be cold around here this weekend. So take care now. Bye.